So it's with a lot of love that I make this video, man. This video right here is from my uncle Avraham. He's an uncle that I had. This is my mother's brother, who I really love, man. He passed away a couple of years ago, and I'm making this video in his name. So I'm gonna tell some stories on here about Torah and his merit. So watch this video, because it helps his soul elevate in heaven, you know what I mean? That's just the way it works, man. Because when you dead, you're not dead, you still alive, man. I'll give you just a perfect example, man. And I know the beat is real happy, and it is a happy video, trust me, but I'm gonna tell you something deep, you get the picture. So listen, when a person dies at his funeral, this person's soul is in the world of truth. So at his funeral, if you eulogize him and you say something that's a lie, he's gonna suffer. He's gonna yell from heaven, stop, stop, but you can't hear him. And that's gonna make him really suffer. So at a eulogy, don't ever lie to make a person look good, because you're only gonna hurt him. That's how ill the truth is. You understand what I'm saying? Now that we got that out of the way, let me tell you why Uncle Avraham to me is the greatest. As I love him as much as my mother and father, yo. So I would put him up there with the person that I love the most in this world. I tell you why. I went through some drama a couple of years ago, about 10 years ago maybe, with this girl that I really liked. Things didn't work out, whatever it was. Everybody in my family, yo, was tough, you know, from Egypt, from Israel, toughen up. While you sat over a girl, this, that, you know, like trying to give me tough love. Uncle Avraham was the only one in my family, not my mother, not my father, not my cousins, not my uncles, nobody. I remember, I'll never forget, yo, I came to him and I was crying about the situation. Not crying, but, you know, like upset, complaining. He put his arm around me. He said, I love you so much. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. It happens sometimes, you know. We all fall in love. Sometimes we get hurt. That's just the way it goes. You're a good guy. It's her loss. You know what I'm saying? The only one that did that. The only one, but with love, feeding me, because the best cook ever, yo. Best cook ever. You don't even know, man. Let me give you just a trick that he used to do. Besides the cinnamon and the meat sauce, which is bananas. With pasta meat sauce, put some cinnamon in the meat sauce. I'll take it to another level, promise you. But what he used to do was, he used to make mulachea and put inside of the mulachea like a baby chicken. And he wouldn't serve the chicken. He'd leave it in the mulachea, and then the next day he'd recook the chicken, but it would have marinated in mulachea. Wow, wow, wow. You don't even know how good that tastes. You'd have to know Uncle Avraham to know how good that tastes. His mahshi, stuffed peppers, stuffed zucchini. It used to take him hours to make it, yo, but the taste was ridiculous. Like, literally, the taste used to burst in your mouth. I'm not going to lie. I know everyone says, oh, my uncle could cook, my aunt could cook, this one could. I know we all say it. Listen to me, man. I'm going to look dead in your eye and let you know, yes, I'm not saying they couldn't cook, but they couldn't cook better than my Uncle Avraham. I promise you that. That's how good of a cook. As good? Probably. Better? Never. Trust me when I tell you. Ask people who know him. Ask in Shamayim. If you were in Shamayim right now and you asked, they would tell you he was such a good cook. He was such a good cook that one time I came home from the beach. I was young, and he made bamya. Bamya is like okra with meat, rice, sauce, and it looked so good. I opened the pot, I started putting it, and he says to me, don't touch the okra. I said, why? Don't touch the bamya. I said, why? He said, something's wrong with the bamya. I don't think it's good. So I never forget, I looked at him, and I said, I'll take my chances. And I went to go eat it, and he got up off of his chair, and he ran up to me, he goes, are you normal? I'm telling you, the bamya is not good. So I looked at him, I said, so I'm telling you, I'm willing to take a chance. He said, are you normal? And he made me a steak instead, which was probably even better than the bamya. Ah, Uncle Avraham, how much I love you, Achi, you have no idea. You know, we had one-on-one private talks, so you know. I'll never forget, man. I apologize for this, but I'll say the story, and I'll apologize to him again in Shamayim. When I was staying with him, you know, I'm not saying I was a player or whatever, but I used to meet a lot of girls, whatever, and I used to give him the number to his apartment. And that used to drive him crazy. Why? Because girls would be calling the apartment 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It would be nonstop people calling. And one day I came home, and he was like upset, you know, because I'm staying with him. People are calling all late nights of the hour. You know, he asked me once to tell them to stop. I remember one girl called at 12. I was like, yo, I told her to stop. What do you want me to do? You know, I was getting like rude with him. Not really rude, but like I felt way too comfortable with him. So you know what he did, bro? He pulled, yo, the whole phone out of the socket, just ripped it out of the wall. He's like, you're not making any more calls. You can tell all these girls to stop calling. That's it. It's over. And he kicked me out of the house. My favorite uncle that I loved to death kicked me out of the house, and I deserved it. And he did it, why? Because he loved me. What a beautiful story. I never got mad at him. I never held a grudge at him for that, because he was 100% right. I was wrong, and he gave it to me tough. And I'll never forget afterwards, he looked at me, winked, smiled, gave me a hug. It was like 2 weeks later. He's like, you know, I love you. It's all good. And I was like, nah, man, I can never get mad at Uncle Avraham, man. He was such a special person, Hashem, man. And it's such a pity that he didn't keep Shabbat. I tried to get him to keep Shabbat, Hashem. I did. He'll tell you, I tried to get him to keep Shabbat. And I used to play him videos and lectures. And in the end, I don't know, maybe he did keep Shabbat because he was so sick at the end, the last year of his life. Maybe he, on a Friday night, he didn't touch the TV or he didn't do anything because he couldn't. So that would have been counting as he kept Shabbat. I hope that happened. But I loved him so much, you have no idea, man. And one of the things about him I love so much is when I used to talk to him about Torah, and I would make logical sense, he never got mad. He always accepted it, yo. And one of the most beautiful things, and I hope now that I talk about it in this world that he gets a lot of schut for it, yo, because I really love him a lot, Hashem. Is he gave me this book of Tehillim, and in the book of Tehillim he wrote in Hebrew, he wrote, Sammy, the Torah made you a man with wisdom and understanding. I could see it helped you in life, and it's good, stick with it. You know what I'm saying? It gave me such beautiful, encouraging words, man. What made me so impressed like that is, here's a secular Jew that didn't grow up with Torah like that, doesn't really know anything about Torah, has a nephew that in his face is telling him the truth. He doesn't get mad, and then writes in the Tehillim book that he gave me that he sees that the Torah made me into a human being, because he knows it did, because he knew who I used to be, and now he knows who I am now. So he understands, the power of the Torah, man. He saw it firsthand. That's why he wrote it with love, because he understood, man. And I cry, I don't care, bro. I'm at the pool crying. People looking at me like I'm crazy, I don't care. Because when you love somebody the way I love my Uncle Avraham, you cry in public and you couldn't even flinch or even care what anybody says, man. I want you to know I love you a lot, Uncle Avraham. And there's so many other things I could say, so many more stories I could tell. Like when you could take us in that little orange van that you had. I'll never forget that, with the little the little water fountain in the back, yo. And how we used to all go into the van. He used to have always fresh watermelon. He used to own a couple of stores. One was a t-shirt store. Always gave us things for free. Always, always, always. Always free. Here, take. Everything, take. I remember one time he had a ice cream shop, and he had these toasted waffle cones that were so good. Ask my sister. We used to love them. He used to mail them to my sister from Palm Springs. That's how ill it was. That was no joke, man. Oh, that ice cream was so good with the waffle cone. I used to work for him for free, but he used to give me so much food that I promise you he took a loss, even though I worked for him. I used to eat a lot, yo, and then the food was delicious, so I used to have tons of food. Even his pizza was next level, and everybody in the neighborhood liked him. All the kids used to come in, give him love. He was a special person, my Uncle Avraham, bro. Very charismatic, very loving, very kind. Ask his own kids, they'll tell you, man. He's a special guy, man. And I'm so happy I have the merit to make this video right now, Uncle Avraham, because I love you a lot, man, in my heart, in my soul. You look deep into my eyes, you can see the love I have for him. It's always and forever, yo. Remember that, yo. I love you, Uncle Avraham, and I love you, Hashem.